Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever Round 100 Deflation with Adora. That's right, it turns out this can be done with Adora, and I'm going to show you how in this video. So, just a quick disclaimer, I did use full monkey knowledge for this. I don't know if it's possible without full monkey knowledge, but you're definitely going to want the key ones like starting out with level 3 heroes and stuff like that. So, if you have full monkey knowledge, this will definitely work. If you have less than full, I can't guarantee that it'll work, but it probably still should. But anyways, let's get to the commentary here. You're going to start out with 3 villages. Discount villages 002, all in range of each other. Then you're going to place obviously your towers. Adora, a 024 sub, a 402 alchemist, exactly like I show on screen. Then you're going to want to increase the range of the leftmost village with bigger range so that you can place a glue gunner. Now for the glue gunner, be very specific. It's got to be as far left as possible, right in that corner. And you got to put it on strong, have it up to Moab glue, but only get bigger globs. Don't get glue splatter. In other words, 013. The upgrades have to be 013, not 023, because you can't afford that. You're also going to buy a 100 spike factory within range of the discount village, and then once you have that, you got to sell the leftmost village and you have to purchase in its place a village, but this time get it up to 320 and follow the steps exactly on screen so that you'll have enough to afford what you need. If you don't follow it exactly as it's shown, you'll run out of money, so be sure to purchase the upgrades exactly the way I'd show it. And okay, looks like we're all set. Nothing interesting is going to happen until round 93, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to round 93. See you there. Alright, we're at round 93. Now, the important thing here is that we have to turn off auto start, because from here on out, we don't want auto start. We want to start all the rounds manually. So once you're at round 93, obviously turn that off. Okay, so at the beginning of round 94, you're going to want to use your ball of light as soon as a few BFBs show on screen. Then use your long arm of light as soon as the BFBs begin to turn southward. And then after that, use both your abilities as soon as they're up one more time. And you're going to use your long armor light one more time after that at exactly the time shown on screen. Okay, so before starting round 95, you got to realize that the strategy is going to get very particular here. You got to do very particular things. The micro gets a little bit specific here, so you got to follow along very, very carefully. Okay, so put Adora and the submarine on strong, and you can start the round, but realize that you have to count the rushes of leads, those regen leads. When it gets to the 4th rush of regen leads, when they all are starting to move southward, at that exact moment you got to use the long arm of light, and the moment when you use the ball of light is the moment when the first DDT gets glued. Now the hard part here is watching very, very carefully at the ceramics, because you have to switch Adora to first at just the right time. It's when the ceramics look like they're starting to make a break for not necessarily the final bend, moving, you know, right to left, but the second last bend, moving left to right. When it looks like the ceramics are starting to make a break for the exit, you gotta switch Adora to first. Now, you also have to have the long arm of light. You have to use it as soon as it's back up. So, long arm of light, use it when it's back up. And you gotta make sure that you're switching Adora to first at just the right time, because Adora has to be kept on strong for long enough for her to work on the DDTs, but also switch to first at just the right time to ensure that ceramics don't leak. So it's, like I said, very particular, and you gotta watch very, very carefully. I strongly recommend that you actually watch the entire video, or at least the entire round 95, to get a good idea what to do before you try it, because if you try it without first watching the whole section, there's a good chance that you might actually leak. And yeah. One other thing I should mention about round 95, not only do you have to put Adora on first at the right time, you also have to switch the sub to first at the right time as well, to make absolute certain that you don't leak any ceramics. So that is, as I keep saying, something that you have to watch the video and really get a good grasp on the timing of all the different micro moves that you have to make. Okay, well, that's the tough part, but once you're past it, rounds 96 and 97 are not that tough at all. Just, again, watch the steps on screen. The next hard round is not until round 98. Okay, so before starting round 98, make sure you place your sub on strong, but you're going to have to switch it to first during the round at a very particular time. It's when the ZOMGs begin to turn northward, you'll switch the sub from strong to first. But other than that, the micro for round 98 is very similar to the micro around 94. You have to use the ball of light when the first couple of BFBs appear on screen, and then you got to use the long arm of light when the BFBs begin to turn south. So that part is the same as round 94, but you just got to pay close attention to the video footage here. Use abilities at the exact times that are shown on screen. Once again, just like I said for round 95, I recommend you watch the whole round before attempting the round, so that you have all the timings down and you know what to do and when to do it. Now, there's one thing you have to be very, very careful about, and that is when you get to the latter parts of round 98, it might be tempting to try to use the ball of light. Don't use the ball of light, because then you're going to be doomed on round 99, because you absolutely have to have the ball of light for round 99. So once again, make sure you're following all of the ability timings and you don't use any of your abilities late in the round. They have to be ready at the beginning of round 99. Okay, so here we are at round 99. The micro for this round is extremely similar to round 95. You have to put both of your characters on strong, or I guess both of your towers on strong, the sub and Adora. And you have to use the long arm of light the moment that the first DDT appears on screen, and you have to use the ball of light at the moment that the first DDT gets glued. So as long as you do those two things, and then you switch Adora from strong to first, as soon as the ball of light expires, you're actually going to switch both Adora and the sub to first, because by then they will have done enough damage to the DDTs for it to work. So just once again, follow exactly what you see on screen. Okay, time for round 100. For this one, unfortunately the sub is not strong enough to pop the BAD fast enough, so there's no way that we can make this work with the current setup, but thankfully we can sell the sub and purchase a Moab Shredder Spike Factory. So that's what we're going to have to do exactly what I show on screen. When the Spike Factory is buffed by the Alchemist, it actually does tons and tons of damage to the BAD. So basically just use abilities as often as possible until the BAD reaches the top right hand corner of the screen. Once the BAD is in that position, you have to start timing your abilities properly. Time it the way I do, with the exception of when the ZOMGs reach the leftmost part of the screen. Notice how I use the ball of light there? Don't use the ball of light there. Hold on to the ball of light until the ZOMGs reach and start hitting the white hot spikes. When the ZOMGs reach the white hot spikes, that's when you're going to use the ball of light. That's when you want to use ball of light to make sure that no ceramics leak. And as long as you do that, you should win. And congratulations. So, alright guys, we did it. Thanks so much for watching. Got the round 100 achievement finally, and hopefully you did as well, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Catch you at the next one. Cheers!